Okay, good evening, everyone. First, I want to express my gratitude for the opportunity Mr. Navi has given, and to my fellow colleagues, thank you so much for taking the time to join me this evening. Me, Theofania K.H, Maharani, with the last ID number of 10 and 75, are excited to be here today to present a research by Ramanda in 2023 that titled Drying Temperature and Maltodextrin Addition Effects on Amorphous Structure and Physical Properties of Powdered Coconut Juice. This session will cover about 4 main points, including introduction, methodology, result and discussion, also conclusion. Please feel free to give suggestions during the presentation in the comment section. Now let's begin with the background of our study, and I'd like to start with something we all know and love. And that is sugar. Yes, I'm pretty sure that all of us know that in Indonesian, one of the most common and delicious sugar comes from coconut sap that could turn into brown or ant sugar. However, this form can be a bit of hassle. Why? Because they take a longer time to dissolve in liquids and have a shorter shelf life than conventional sugar we know. Not so practical for everyday life. But that's where the innovations come in. Okay, by converting coconut sap into powdered sugar, we can make it more practical with a longer shelf life due to reduced moisture. But the issue is, we mentioned that coconut sap has a high sugar content and it leads our powdered sugar to stickiness. So to make a high quality powdered coconut sugar that easy to use, we need to solve this sticky problem, which is why we add coating agent like maltodextrin to fix this problem, and it leading us to our research objective, that is to analyze the effect of drying temperatures on the amorphous structure, hygroscopy rate, dissolving time, and color intensity of powdered coconut juice when maltodextrin is added. Now let's move on to the methodology of the result. As for the main materials, we use fresh coconut sap paired with maltodextrin, also several analytical chemicals, as you can see in the PPT here. As for the tools, there's vacuum oven, thermometer, X-ray diffraction or XRD system, also essential lab gauges. Next up, this is the research approach with the stage 1 drying process. This is the remix coconut juice with drain at a 7 and 3 ratio. Then came the drying performed in a vacuum oven with 4 different temperatures, including 50, 60, 70, and 80 degrees Celsius. Move on to stage 2. That was all about testing in physical and structural on the powder coconut sugar had made. We test the amorphous crystalline structure using XRD. Second, we test the hygroscopy rate. Third, we using the CIA lab method. We assess the color intensity of the samples with a chromometer. And the last but not least, we check the dissolve time magnetic stirrer. Once we had our result, we move on to the stage 3, the data analysis using the MRT system. That's all the methodology. Now let's break down the result of our study. Okay, let's see at figure 1 here, showing XRD result. At 50 degrees Celsius, our coconut sap powder had about 44% crystalline and 64% of amorphous particles. And bump up the heat to 80 degrees Celsius, and when we saw only about 41% crystalline with a whopping 72% of amorphous content. This trend revealed that as the drying temperature climbed and maltodextrin content shifting from a more crystalline structure to a dominantly amorphous one. Okay, move on. For the second graph showed that coconut sap maltodextrine's hygroscopy rate ranged from 1.5 to 4.40 grams per water for grams dry week per minute. So this data tells us that higher drying temperatures result in more moisture absorption. Why? Because, because based on previous XRD data, they created more water in the powder, which are moisture compared to structure. Next result on the third paragraph, it shows that solubility times range from about 23 seconds at 50 degrees Celsius to 19 seconds at 80 degrees Celsius. This result indicate that the longer it took for the powder to dissolve. And we know it from XRD data that lower temperatures produce more crystalline structure, which are stubborn and dissolve slowly. But at higher temperature, we got more amorphous particles, which are dissolved much faster and smoother. Okay, move on. We have the color intensity result here. First, the L value or brightness is shown in figure 4. Drying at higher temperatures led to brighter powder result. This is due to moisture content drops faster as the temperature rose, which prevented excessive browning and keeps the color light. Second color result in figure 5 shows a decrease in the red color intensity or A value as drying temperature increase. At lower temperatures like 50 degrees Celsius, the longer drying time allows more of mild reaction to occur. But as the heat rising, the reaction slow and it loses some of that red tint. And the last graph is P value, which measure how yellow the powder is. In figure 6, you can see that the lower drying temperature resulted in a richer yellow hue. This came from a natural pigment in coconut sap called saccharidin, and from caramel pigments produced when sugar reacted with amino acid. Okay, in summary, the research highlights the impact of drying temperature and maltodextrin on powder coconut sugar. As the drying temperature increased, the coconut sap powder showed a shift from a crystalline to a predominantly amorphous structure, which with higher amorphous content in changing moisture absorption and faster solubility. Additionally, higher temperatures led to brighter powder or increase of L value due to reduced browning and moisture, while the red color intensity or A value decreased because of reduced mild reaction. And the yellow color or P value also faded as enzyme activity dropped. Increasing maltodextrin similarly promote a more amorphous hygroscopy structure, affecting moisture and solubility characteristic. All right, that's all I can share to you. If there are any question or suggestion, I'll be happy to address them in the comment section below. Thank you all for giving attention to my explanation. I hope it gave you a deeper understanding of the process, also how drying temperature and maltodextrin addition resulted in different characteristics of powdered coconut sugar. Wishing you all the best and good afternoon.